Now we got some. We got horns. We got tusks. We have eyeballs. I'm Steve Heller. I live here in Boyceville, New York, center of the universe. The rusty stuff in my yard is either art or art to be. Birds with one tail feather already attached. Really big dinosaur teeth. A sheep shearer's chicken beak. We collect these for the sprocket, use them for whatever. You know, I collect a lot of stuff. Really big dinosaurs, and those were the, you know, like the vertebrae, backbone. And very often the stuff tells you what it wants to be. And here we have what looks to be like Christmas tree stands, but what they're gonna be is they're gonna be flying saucers. I make furniture, I do sculpture, build rocket ships, make custom cars, do crazy paint jobs. Building a life-size Tyrannosaurus wrench right now. The backbone is roller chain from some really big road machinery. The road machinery that eats up the pavement and spits it out into little gravel again. The top part of the legs are huge bulldozer sprockets. It's with the big gears on it. And then all the other chains that are around it that sort of make up his body, they're snow tire chains, but they're huge from log skidders.
If this piece doesn't kill him, it would be a miracle.
All right.
He has fallen off it, banged his finger so bad that he couldn't use his hand for a week. He is sick as a dog from the welding fumes.
No, it's not going to kill me. I mean,
I'm Martha Frankel. I've lived with Steve since 1974. I'm very supportive of his work.
okay, I got it.
I think the bigger the better, more rather than less. Really looks great, honey. I think it's a gift, and he's very lucky to get up every day and want to do something that he loves.
All right, so we're going to change that. I don't know. I always loved dinosaurs, and the found metal, it sort of just lends itself to that. So I like them to be anatomically correct. And I like them to have the right proportions and have that movement. It's funny, you know, the Tyrannosaurus wrench that I'm building now, which is life-size, it's 20 feet tall and 20 feet long. It's really funny to be focusing on a tiny little, you know, part of it. But you have to focus on all these little things, and that's what makes the huge thing flow and come out right. Sometimes, you know, I'm welding, I'm up there, you know, 15 feet in the air, and you're welding on something, and you think it looks right. But you gotta climb down and crawl out. And go and look at it, make sure it looks right from, you know, down below, too. Always hate some people, you know, you see them in the morning at coffee, they go, well, don't work too hard. I hate that. I mean, if you're working at full throttle, you know? I mean, that's the challenge, is to take, you know, this stiff metal and craft it into something that looks like it's moving. We have a few dinosaurs in the yard. I have a family of 3 nice velociraptors. And you could just, you know, imagine yourself being that velociraptor moving And then I have the Chainosaurus, which is a 25-foot long, sort of a stegosaurus. And his body also is made of chains, but regular kind of tire chains from trucks and the school buses and old cars, and some of the equipment from the road grading machinery. And then, of course, is the Wrenchosaurus.
This next one up, Steve Heller from Boyceville, New York.
Somebody came and gave me about 300 or 400 wrenches, all exactly the same size.
You better put the helmet on, Steve.
Okay.
Oh. Okay, here we go. Give it up.
And I made the Wrenchosaurus into a soapbox derby, a racer. So it has wheels and it steers. It also breathes fire and brakes.
That's cool from Boyceville.
When do you know when to stop? It's very hard sometimes. I usually go by more is more.
It's breathing fire?
It's like the Wrenchosaurus. With 100 wrenches, it was really cool.
Wow.
Well, with 800 wrenches, it's really cool.
Oh, look, I'll put the hat on. Put the hat on. Can you hold the hat with one hand? Yeah, Daddy will hold it.
There's probably about 1 billion wrenches.
Okay, hold on to the hat with one hand. Say wave to Mom.
I don't think anybody has ever met Steve Heller and later on said, no, I don't remember that guy. I mean, talk about marching to your own drummer.
A little smile. Okay, there we go.
He's got his own, orchestra.
That thing is awesome.
Come on this way and I'll show you my fin collection. Here we have a 56 DeSoto in the very rare color combination of black and purple. And a 60 Pontiac, and 51 Caddy, pretty nice 57 Buick. This is 57 Pontiac. Nice Caddy fin. Nice. The 59 Caddy is the epitome of that whole scene. This is the best fin there ever was. Oh, I remember seeing that car on the street in Queens when it first came out brand new in 1959 when I was 14. And oh my God, I mean, was that Buck Rogers? I mean, those guys in Detroit, what a great time it must have been to be a car designer. All right, you guys, get in that room and just draw the wildest, craziest thing that you could think of, the most futuristic, wild-looking thing, and we'll make it. And there it is. I mean, the biggest fins, the bullet tail lights, the thrusters and everything. And that's what the cars were, meant to look like, jet planes and rocket ships. The 59 Caddy is beyond the beyond. So I was always after one, and one year I got it. My friend Howie the Pinstriper, who's a master of his trade, he said, Stevie, I'm telling you, pink, purple, and lavender flames. I said, Howie, pink flames? I said, I'm a tough guy. How could I have pink flames? He said, real men can do pink. Well, and in case you were wondering what this is, flux capacitor. Here we go. First love, yeah, first love. There's nothing like stomping on the gas with the 4-barrel carburetor and the dual exhausts and, this 5,000-pound behemoth goes and takes off. When I was a little kid, I was into spaceships. And spaceships, come on, Captain Video and Jules Verne. Well, the car rocket ships, the really big ones, came first. And sometimes also, the first one you make gives you 20 more ideas. You You just rummage through everything you have until you find something that, oh, there it is. There's the nose cone to that rocket ship. And from the little tiny nose cone, everything else can grow. This one is the main body is a 1950s stainless steel fire extinguisher. All the rest of it is car parts, except for the two antique Stanley thermoses, which are held up by 1960 Chrysler rear view mirror stanchions. They're my favorites. They're really hard to find. And the nose cone is made of a 58 Oldsmobile taillight with a 63 Comet taillight on top of it and a 49 Buick fender light for the cockpit and 59 Cadillac taillights.
He was in college studying psychology. And he took such a left turn from what everybody thought would happen to him. And the biggest boosters were his parents.
My dad was quite an inspiration, always. I bought a 31 Model A Ford when I was 14 and worked on it for a year or two, fixed it all up, rebuilt the motor, and I still wasn't old enough to drive for another year or two. My father, he drove that Model A Ford every day to and from school. You know, I mean, he was making psychedelic light boxes that he was selling on the street in Woodstock on the weekends. You know, he'd work during the week as a teacher and everything, come up and he'd just make stuff, you know. I mean, that's how I got it. He was always making stuff. My father, I wanted to put on his gravestone that he encouraged all my insanities. The Tyrannosaurus Rex is going to go to Kingston for the Kingston Biennial. And how we're going to move it? Well, that's always been, you know, the question from the beginning. As this thing started to get more and more and more out of control and bigger and bigger and bigger.
He told me that he does not know if it's movable. Holy shit. And I said, well, what do you mean it may not be movable? And he said, I might have to cut it in half to move it.
Okay, up and away!
And I think that was the point that I just got totally on board the project, because he's building it in a place that he has to get it out of. And yet he built it not knowing if it could ever get out of there.
I decided that I'm just going to build it and we'll just deal with how we're going to have to move it. Now here's my model. People say, so don't you use a model or anything? I say, yeah, I got a model. Here he is, right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to lay him down like that. And we're going to prop him up so his head is a little off the ground and his tail is a little off the ground, and hopefully he won't be over height.
All right, try lowering it.
No, you gotta move back just a little bit.
Good. 13.6 is legal.
Yeah. There we go, right there.
11.9.
11.6.
What did I say?
11 foot what? There you go.
Underneath there.
Nice.
It looks pretty good. Okay. Where's this going?
It goes perpendicular to the tail. And these bolts, yep, like right here.
Same thing?
Yeah.
We had a great day today. And you know what? In 6 decades, nothing has changed. I'm still into dinosaurs, I'm still into the cars, and I'm still into spaceships.
This is the greatest piece he's ever built.
Anything's possible. Anything's possible. Every day after lunch, siesta. Lock the store, take the phone off the hook. That's it. And lying in the driveway is, that's my favorite spot.